In our last video, we showed how we built the slat walls that enclose our patio, and now it's time to build the barn doors. We got this barn door kit from Amazon because it's one of the few that's 16 feet long and it has a box rail, which is all we have room for. Rather than riding on top, the little trolley wheels are inside the rail. The directions recommended adding a spacer board to keep the doors from rubbing against the posts or the wall, so we installed that. Then I had to put the hangers on the rail, but the dang things were just too tight, so I had to do some modifications. The double wrench muscle it apart method worked okay, but I actually found that just hooking the thing on an upper shelf or fence post and hanging on it with my body weight was the only thing to get those things to widen up. Once the hangers were on, we put the rail up on the beam and marked where the holes are and drilled some pilot holes, and then lagged them in. We didn't have much room to worry about making it level, so we just put it up as high as we could. Next we had to figure out how tall to make our doors so we could start the frames. The width was simply the size of the opening measured from outer edge to outer edge and divided by 2. After debating a few different design ideas, we decided to do half-lap joints on just the horizontal parts of the frame so that they and the slats would be flush on the front-facing side. This is the sort of look we were going for, so that the top and bottom rails and the slats are flush. Next, we painted all the pieces and put our frames together. We used the metal aprons to mark all our holes and pre-drill them out before kind of convincing those carriage bolts to get in there. There are 4 in the front, and then there's a big one in the top that the trolley is attached to. Took a bit of fiddling with the height adjusters to get those verticals to meet properly in the middle, but we got there eventually. Because our slab still isn't exactly level, we ended up taking them off again and then taking that bottom rail off and just shaving a little bit off the bottom so that they don't rub against the floor. We'd already ripped all our boards to the appropriate width, so now it's just a matter of getting to the right length. And then, just like with the walls, painting the edges and mounting them, working from the ground up. We used a spacer and occasionally a level just to make sure that everything lined up and looked like a nice, consistent wall. The itty-bitty retainers that came with our kit were just not going to suffice as far as keeping our doors from blowing in. So we used some post bases and painted them with a little block and added a little block of wood to do the job. Not perfect, but it works okay. We might add some rollers or something different down the road, but this is fine for now. Well, everything lined up and rolled straight and was great. It's driving us crazy how the top of the doors dipped in the middle. We probably should have spent some more time at the beginning leveling everything out, but in the end we just decided to cover our mistakes. We had some plywood veneer in the garage, so we ended up just making sort of false tops to our doors that are level and aligned, and they look great. The only thing left to do is to put the stops in the track to keep doors from sliding off the ends. Thankfully, that was an easy job. Ready. Magic.